How are you?
I'm fine. I'm great.
So that's your voice.
That's Samolado too.
I'm asking. Okay, was that your voice?
Yes, yes.
That was gospel
Yeah,
at the time.
yeah.
And I remember the last time you came, we were discussing you, Nigeria, and the Yoruba,
Yeah.
and all the community. We all know that people convert from secular to rather Christianity, right?
Yeah, like Christian music.
Christian music, right? It is rare that within our industry, people rather move from Christianity to another sect or genre. What happened to you?
Okay. So first of all, I want to say a big thank you to for you and the whole team for having me this morning, and to all your listeners. Okay. So for me, I think it got to a point in time in my life where I had to understand me for myself, because I think for some time now, most of the things I did, most of the decisions I made was because I didn't really like know what I wanted for myself, like totally. But then it got to a time I had to sit back and understand the whole ministry thing, because it's not just Christian music. It's a whole ministry on its own, and like you need to be called to do something like that. For me, what I realized was because I was born in the church, I grew up in the church. The gospel music or Christian music was the only thing I knew. So if you ask me like about a year ago, I will tell you it's gospel and nothing else. But after some time, when I sat back and realized that this thing is beyond just having a nice voice and, being in church and knowing how to sing, it has to do with more of the calling. I decided to sit back and take some time and do, my own research on myself. And that was around the time that I came to the conclusion that, okay, so I'm the kind of person who would want to sing a love song and, talk about certain things, and, that happens, especially among, the young ones or the youth. There's times whether it comes to depression or ladies, or how boys and ladies they are these days. But then I had to sit down and understand that this is the kind of person I am. So I had to be true to myself and say no. This is what is happening. So I actually
Kasar, one simple question. You why. Aha!
But it didn't take one day. It didn't take one day. Took about a year and some months.
Who advised you to stop singing gospel?
Oh, nobody did me nah.
Who advised you to start singing gospel?
You mean like I grew up in the church, so it was something that was.
So now you deserted
already.
the church.
Oh no, that's not the point. I just stopped Christian music, but I've not stopped the church.
Was your song not winning souls?
Oh, the songs there.
Have you ever won any soul?
With music, that
Yeah.
one I wouldn't say I know, because what I do is I record and put it out there for people to be blessed. And
Do you think your music touched a soul?
well, I think it did.
So why did you stop?
Okay, so I think personally, like I said, I had to think about myself, to me, and what I also wanted. Yeah, and one of the decisions I had to make was, you know, do what also makes me happy.
Are you still with Links?
Yes, please.
Are you there? So what are they doing? Managing you, or are you signed onto the label or
Yes,
under
please,
the management?
I'm signed onto the label.
Onto the label.
Yes, please.
What did your boss say when you wanted to shift gears? Or it was his idea?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't his idea. When I spoke to him the first time, I think he was also shocked. But at the end of the day, we had a meeting, and he was like, okay, you know, this is a journey that you can't turn back from. I said yes. I said okay, and he said okay. Okay, so he wants me to go back, sit down, and think about it. Like we literally had like meetings upon meetings about the whole thing. So it took almost a year and some few months before it actually happened finally, because he had to be convinced that this is what I wanted to do.
So why didn't you use the same name, Samuel Adetun?
Okay, so we had to do a whole rebranding, because Samuel Adetun is one person on its own, and Kasar is also a different being altogether.
How different are you from Samuel Adetun?
Basically, it means what the brand used to be as Samuel Adetun, and now it is as Kasar. They are two different things.
What brought about the Kasar name?
Okay, so I was doing my own research, and I chanced upon the name because I was looking for names and meanings. So on a regular, what I would do was probably look for like a Greek name, you know, because I didn't want anything regular. But then I chanced upon the name Kasar and the meaning, which is the young lion, and it's in Hindu. I don't know, somehow I just connected to the name. So when I went to Richie, I told him about it. It was like, let's get more options. So we went back, did plenty research and things. But I got other names, but it was just that name for me. So anytime we had the meeting, I kept on hitting on the name.
At Links, I feel like you stood out because of your genre, gospel, right? Kwame Eugene, Kiddy, who else is with Links now?
There's Adina,
DSL,
DSL, Maya Blue, Boy Jake, okay. Saint Lennon.
So switching from gospel to secular, do you feel some pressure?
Oh no, actually, personally.
First off, is Kwame Eugene and Kiddy still with Links?
Oh yes, please. I think so. Yes.
You think so?
I don't know. Like, I can't talk about their contract with Links, but to what I know, they are with Links.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have these greats. I'm asking because it may be a bit intimidating. Because look, Kwame Eugene, once he drops, boom, banger.
Yeah.
Kiddy, once he drops,
another
boom,
fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it will be some sort of pressure. Well, look, if the torchbearers are giving us hits, how much more you who have just joined us and you cannot provide? That it means, well, you must be dropped.
Okay, so that's the thing, you know. I had to understand what I was getting myself into. So that means, which means, whilst I was preparing myself, I had to, write songs on my own. I had to know what it's like. So I wrote an amount of songs. I think my first project when I started writing songs was that I had an opportunity to be with join the writers on Araba album, and it won the album of the year.
Adina's
Yes,
album.
please.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's one of the things that really gave me, the vim to say, okay, I can really do this. Oh, so shout outs to Big Sis Adina and Mr. Fachi for putting me on that. Because it really changed my writing skills and it got me to another level.
Which other songs did you write on?
So I think was I can remember Shedding. I can remember
Shedding. That was a nice song. So you wrote that song?
No. It was a whole team. Yeah, okay. So it was a whole team. Okay. I think I was I was part of the team. We wrote about like 4 songs.
Okay.
Yeah, on the album.
So this your new song? Did you write it?
Yes, please. I did.
Just you?
Yeah, yes, please.
Who produced it? Richie?
Richie.
So Richie's back at production?
Yeah, that one did. Richie has been doing a lot behind the scenes. So,
listeners, Kasar, aka the humble lion, or is it a little lion? Or
young lion.
Young lion.
Yes, please.
Is in the studio with me. He says he is not going to church.
I didn't say that.
Did you go back to church now?
Yeah, I did.
Which church?
Trinity Baptist.
This was prior the change.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Afterwards,
I think some few months before the change, I had to stop. Basically, I went off social media, off everything, church and everything. So it was just me and me, in my room. Yeah.
Haven't you had any criticisms yet?
Oh, that one, it's a daily thing. But I think the most important thing is me, if I'm happy with what I am doing. And the people around me, the people who support me, and the people who love my music. So I think one of the things I did was talk to the people who were very close to me about it before and funny enough, the ones who were really supporting didn't really have a problem, but the ones who were not actually had a problem, which I think was okay. I mean, everybody has their opinion, which is fine.
What were they saying?
Oh, some people didn't understand the fact that why did I want to switch to gospel. Some people say it was Richie Mensah. Some people say it was because Eugene switched. They said Eugene switched, so that's why me too I'm switching and blah blah blah. Some even said I intentionally came out with gospel first to win the gospel people before I come and do secular, and it was all planned and blah blah blah. I was like,
but was it a plan?
No.
Why would you sacrifice your brand for that?
Yeah, in the first place. So I mean, it's everybody has their own opinion on whatever. Somebody would look at my set and be like, nah, I see they come and do those things and show self. If you wear black, somebody will feel like, if you just be yourself, somebody will be like, you are going to meet an elderly man, you should look responsible and everything.
Who's an elderly man?
Oh. And they say you did.
You trouble where they come your way, self, you don't know. You trouble where they come your way, you have no idea. Don't bring yourself. Messages have started coming in for you. Chichu Bot said, good morning, I'm watching Daybreak. It's great show, my boss. Extra Don Waterleware says, his song Baba was and is still my motivational and encouragement too. I never knew he is a Kasar guy when I heard the Oyibo Pepper song. Even God no be free like that again. They don't agree. God say go ye into the world and preach the gospel. Either you go where you go see woman.
Right, I'm preaching the gospel of love.
Yeah. It's not funny.
The love and its heartbreak.
It's not funny. The pressure way will come your top. It's not funny.
Oh God, every day. So.
Listeners, I'm in the studio with Kasar. Here is his new song, Oyibo. Ghost, Holy Ghost, pepper them. Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost pepper them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only God knows why you chose Oyibo. To glorify the devil.
Oh, not the devil per se, but
Kasar.
yes, sir.
But I like it. I like it.
Thank you.
It's a nice song. Nice song. Nice song. Wow. Martinez.
Boss.
Morning.
Good morning. I've heard a song, but I didn't know he was the one behind it.
He's the one behind it.
I never knew.
When he was doing gospel, you knew what he was behind, eh?
Yeah. It's a nice song.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss.
But Andy, he look very good now.
What do you mean he looks good now?
Because he's identified himself.
Oh, but back in the day, he still had it. You had that short dreads, huh?
No.
I think it was just the foam thing. Just
You used foam.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it was rough.
Yeah, it was just rough.
So
Yeah. So since you switched to gospel there, you've twisted your hair. What a wow. Continue. Hey.
I mean, he look good. The most important thing is he's found his comfort zone. And once the label boss and the team agrees to what his the new part, then there's no problem. And I don't think there will be heavy criticism because he's not that big. So at this particular point, it will help him. If he had been established in the industry for, let's say, 5 to 10 years, very popular, and now doing the switch, like, it would have been a different case altogether. But he's still in the process.
As somebody like Kwesi Otin,
Aha.
who is doing gospel.
Who actually introduced the urban gospel.
Yeah.
I said he's claimed that title.
What? Can Kwesi Otin claim
Urban
that
gospel.
he introduced urban gospel?
I mean, 2011.
Kwesi
12,
Otin
2011.
can never ever listen. No. Kwesi is my very good friend and brother, but Kwesi Otin can never ever. If he's made that statement, he should go and correct it.
But he.
Contemporary, but then no. Charlie, what happened to Willie Roy? Charlie, back in the day, Tego Sisters, the man that writes for Tego Sisters, Reverend Yawson. Charlie, if them urbanized, Charlie, hey.
So maybe he took it to another level.
Masa.
I mean, the dress style.
Kwesi, as I said, Kwesi is a fantastic musician. Do you understand? I mean, let's not derail the conversation. But I mean, mentioning his name and attaching it to pioneering urban gospel or no, because look, we've seen people who have preceded this path. Oh, Charlie, be small. When Willie Rydams came on TV, be a glow for Jesus. Hey, Charlie, Willie Rydam, Willie Rydam, not be small. You go see in Jerry Kells, some swag. Not be that times before he died, you people, all of you could speak to him anyhow. Yeah. The guy who go on radio and people will be talking to him many are really well. He will talk one and you people can talk.
I mean, maybe the way he also.
No wonder he was sacking people from the. Sure.
The way he also came at issues into here.
I really well, Mr. Logic. They go.
The same more.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah. So, and I mean, since he dropped Shower Me and the one with Tefe Grace and the others. I mean, he appeared similar, like the way he's appearing now. It wasn't too typical of kind of gospel. It's easier for him to do that switch. Once you've identified yourself, then I believe you can flow very well. And so the most important thing is, if this is what you really think you want to do, this is who you are. This is what you believe in. I don't think it's wrong. Just it's not that common, like Andy said earlier on. Mostly we have others from the secular music going to the gospel.
Yeah.
But I believe that whether you do secular or you do gospel, you are still preaching the word of God, because love is in the Bible, and love is a basic of life. So it doesn't matter whether you preach love or whatever. It's still gospel. So what you are doing is not devilish. It has to do with what you've been blessed with. The most important thing is you being focused, you living a life that is worth emulating. That's the most important thing.
Living legend.
Kasar. I mean, the name is also good. It's easy to catch up with the people, and the song is nice.
Thank you.
And like I said earlier, once Richie and the label team is cool, that's fine.
Okay, there are some tweets that are coming in. Tweets are coming in. Eagle Eye 7 says, Kwesi may not have introduced urban gospel, but he made it popular and appealing. Masa.
It's true.
You don't know what you're talking. I
mean, like from 11, 12 coming, like.
This thing had been popular since 1990 something. So what are you talking about, sir? I mean, Kwesi made it just a year time, no, like
swag, no?
Swag,
more
swag. Kwesi Otin brought some swag to it, but it had already been swagged up from the 90s. Charlie, I said, look,
featuring which artist?
Did he even feature any artist?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, which artists were responsible
You mean the 90s?
for the 90s? No,
You're talking about Willie Roy.
Oh, Willie Roy, Reverend Yelson. I think even Carlos Secchi.
Okay, so I think for the gospel fraternity, there's a difference between urban gospel and contemporary gospel. So urban and contemporary are not the same. Yeah, so they have their differences. So I think that Kwesi Otin's is, the urban vibe. So
No, did he even mention urban? I thought they said were contemporary.
Well,
No, I
okay,
remember
so
it
it's
was urban.
no, but in any case, regardless, Kwesi Otin's role in popularization of the music genre is huge.
Yeah, he did well.
Yeah, so
But
not
I'm
that
not,
he-
as
not
I
that he
said,
did well, but he
but
played a role.
I said
Yeah.
that no doubt he's a fantastic.
Yeah.
But for people to say that he pioneered it, that's a no-no, because there were huge.
Daninete was very huge in that space.
Daninete.
So there was that
Thank
introduction.
you. Thank you.
Daninete
Joe Beecham. Who else? Joe Beecham.
Joe Bicham be like,
Yeah. They did
Anna
that space
Kakra.
small. Eugene Zuta. The people Agape Incorporated. Charlie. A bit more
So
about
like Yaps was can that one also
Charlie
be-
and Fanny Mekam.
Kwesi Otin give it to them.
Yeah. Okay, Robert. Kasar is here. He switched from Jesus to Watra Jacob and Isa Okra.
I think everybody needs to find themselves, and that's exactly what he's done. To start off by trying to understand himself. Like, you start playing in a particular space, and the entire process is being monitored because you have to stay true to yourself and who you are. And once you find that self, and it makes it easier for you to be able to discover your purpose and know how to direct your resources as a person, and then how to be able to push it. So if that's what he's doing right now, then at the end of the day, we just need to make sure that he does it by being true to himself. And if that's what he says he's doing, I don't think there's an issue with it. Because you see, music, for example, I'm looking at kids, and there are so many, and Ghanaians, we are not even doing that. It's an opportunity, huge opportunity. One of the biggest, most streamed songs in the world is from the kids. I think it's called
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Yeah.
Baby Shark.
Yeah.
Baby Shark.
My
Yeah.
daughter loves it.
Exactly. But you see, when we think of music, we don't think about the buffet. And I keep coming back to this. Like, music has different purposes, and there are music for kids. And all our kids that are growing up in this generation are consuming music not made by us. We are not even playing in that field, and we are not even benefiting. You understand? So the songs we are talking about for kids, 1% of the songs are for gospel. However, everybody's consuming those songs. So what it means is that you can choose to do music, and it doesn't necessarily have to bear the topic gospel. You understand? And you need music for different things. If our film industry were thriving, you probably have people singing for certain specific components, or maybe to tell a particular story, or to aid with the scoring or something. And all of these things exist. And so life is bigger than the subject of salvation. The subject of salvation is important, it's huge, it's big, yes, but there are other aspects of life. And so if somebody's singing about these, like love, you can't be in bed making love and then you're
reading Joshua chapter 3.
It not go work.
Sometimes he may work.
What to go do?
How?
According to Josh. According to Matthew. It was some
According to Matthew.
maybe.
According to-
there's no according to behind that
Hey,
space.
Matthew.
I am saying maybe. Just in case you have to quote, you can quote Revelations.
I just think that there are different aspects of life when you are working hard, and sometimes even the military folks, the songs they use for their morale and stuff like that, it's not necessarily gospel. The music has, there are different aspects of life, and we need to be able to have music dished, out in all these spheres. So I don't think that somebody not singing a particular topic does not necessarily mean that he's not a Christian. I'm sure at some point he may still come back singing these songs anyways. Yeah.
Love G just drew my mind to something. He says, if I may recall, he said in an interview that he's never going to stray from the gospel. So what's the reason now?
That was yesterday.
I remember you said it sometime.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, okay, so I'm the kind of person that when I'm doing something, regardless of whatever is happening, I make sure like I'm giving like my all, like I'm going all out and doing what I'm supposed to do. And like I also said, I had to take time and sit down and, analyze certain things that was going on or happening in my life and what exactly I want for what I wanted for myself. And so, yeah, it got to a time where I had to say that, bro, Charlie, just understand the fact that if you switch and now you are doing a secular song or you are doing love songs or songs that is not Christian music, you don't kill anybody yet. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that.
Hey, has it come to that?
Oh no! But I mean, that be you. I was surprised when somebody reacted to me switching to, hey, and I'll kill myself. And I'm like, bro, like even my mother. I think one of the people I was like really scared about, that was going to be really worried about the whole thing, was my mother. And the funny thing was, she was like actually the coolest when it comes to all these things. So she was like, okay, at this stage in my life, she can't make decisions for me. And there comes a time in a man's life that he has to leave his father's and his mother's home. It means you have to, even though you need direction and advice, you need to, take some decisions for yourself. We can only help you or advise you. So if this is what you want to do and you've thought about it, because when I told her the first time, she was like, okay, go back, sit down, don't rush it and think about it. When I came back, I was like, no, I really want to do it. She was like, okay, the only thing I can do right now is to give you guidelines on how to still like keep on praying, because that's the most important thing. And I'll also be praying for you, So if somebody like my mother could, be understandable and just say something like that, like I said, everybody has their own opinion. But to say, Enna, you die, Enna, so what should the Sunday school...
Were you teaching Sunday school?
I wasn't teaching Sunday school, but according to the person, people were looking up to me and things. And I'm like...
Holier than thou. Michael Ofa is asking, is this Samuel Adult? Yes, it's Samuel Adult. I am Kasar is the next big thing in links. On Twitter, Eagle Eye 7 says, I'm disappointed Samuel Adotun has switched from gospel to secular. Because with links behind him, he would have taken the gospel farther. I listened to his EP and was pushing his songs to people around me. I'm disappointed because he's a big talent. Tyrus Ajman said, the guy say he dey preach the gospel of love. If he don't know, make he go ask the psychologist about the pastors. Good tune, by the way. Benjamin Clinton says, I like the switch and it still sounds good. Wow. Kasar, keep up the good work. Don't forget the preachers when you are mentioning contemporary gospel. Yep. The preachers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Advanced.
Yeah, then be hard rough. Oh, Fui is also saying, yeah. Black Heritage. Okay. Yeah, I remember Black Heritage. Okay, good. Charlie Kasar, media, I support you. Do you?
Thank
you feel me? Do you?
Thank you, boss.
And all it takes, and this is what I tell my artists, you have no excuse. Write. Produce good songs. And let us push. That's all there is. Your duty is just execute. They say bring songs. You have no excuse. Nobody say, I know they feel well. And that thing, if I write them, I know, they come and somebody write for you. I know they feel them. I know that this, that.
I think
bring
one of the biggest problem right now we are having is how good my songs are, because it looks like right now we won't drop this one, and then in 2 weeks, I record another one way right now without this one.
Okay.
So I feel like right now, I don't want to stop the record, but I can't stop too because the more you do it, you get better. You get, and that'll be one fight with the Richie they have every
Don't
time.
worry. If Richie doesn't know, we know. We'll come there. We'll come and choose. Come and choose the ones where it go bring problem.
Oh, choose there. They
or
choose.
matter.
He choose power.
We'll come choose one way go bring matter to you. Yeah. Yeah, we go tell you say Charlie Brandy who they call that's it. Yeah. Charlie, thanks very much for coming.
Thank you for having me, boss.
It's been It's been a great event. I wish you luck.
Thank you.
And please, since you've just embarked on this journey, look no sights. Be focused on the goalpost. Be focused on the ball and score. That's the only thing. And I know, Richie, I mean, you can't fail. Unless you are something there your back. But if you really want to succeed with him, you will. I wish you good luck.
Thank you.